We live?
We live.
We live. Welcome back to the Opinion Factory podcast, the podcast for free thinkers and challenge seekers.
Yes, sir.
I'm Khelil.
I'm Alex.
And what's been on my mind today? You know what's been on my mind?
What? What's going on,
I
bro?
watched that Dave Chapelle special
How you feel about it?
that everybody been talking about.
That was funny?
And I heard it's hilarious. You know, it pushes the envelopes and
Yeah.
he's a genius and all those different things, man. So I watched it. I followed the hype. I watched it. And it's interesting because we were just talking about like similar things the week before.
Yeah.
On Forbidden Words for episode 7, I think it was.
Yeah.
And he touched on some of that stuff, but I don't feel like this was him at his best, right?
Nah. I mean, if I was to grade, I'll give it like a C plus, B minus maybe.
I feel like B minus would be like
Kind of high.
maybe like an 80.5, like
Yeah,
barely
yeah,
B
yeah,
minus.
yeah. C plus, yeah, B minus. Yeah,
Yeah.
around that area.
Like I get what they were saying when they said that, you know, he definitely pushes the envelope.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's kind of rebelling against 2019 culture in America, right? How everyone's so sensitive, and I feel like he made it a point to offend people. So was he trying to desensitize us or something? Like what was the plan?
But you gotta understand, people. It's like refreshing to see. You know, after a while, like, you know, people getting like canceled left and right. People offended over
He was
jokes
talking
that don't
about
mean
that.
nothing. Well, I think the cancel thing's a big part of it. I actually agree with him when he talked about that, though. I mean, like, the Kevin Hart thing, man. Gotta be the dumbest thing on earth, bro.
I only found out about the Kevin Hart thing like after it happened. Like I didn't even.
No,
think
it was
that big of
dumb.
a-
Dude had some tweets from 10 years ago, like 2009. He's about to host the Oscars in 2018, and dude was like, "Oh, he can't host the Oscars because he had these homophobic tweets from the past," and like, "Oh, you gotta apologize." Like,
And he didn't.
He didn't at first, and he apologized after. But he already
was
said
he,
he already
like,
said
on
he
the
was gonna.
Breakfast
Yeah,
Club?
he already said he was gonna do it though. So it was like,
Yeah, he's
it
like,
was
I'm
just-
not gonna talk about this. And
yeah,
he just
yeah,
ended
he
up
kept.
talking about it.
Nah, but it's mad dumb because for like who in their right mind just goes around thinking about like, oh, I wonder what this dude said in 2009. Like, can he host? Is he allowed to host an award show over some tweets he said 15 years ago, 10 years ago?
You feel like maybe once he was nominated to host the Oscars and people were like, all right, let's see what we can find out about this nigga.
Yeah,
Like, that's what happened?
of course, bro. And it's the corniest thing on earth, bro. Like, what?
But who's against Kevin? Like people didn't think he was homophobic before they found out about the tweets,
Bro,
right?
bro,
so why would
all
you
you
even
gotta
go
do
looking
is,
in the first
man,
place?
if you're a celebrity, somebody doesn't like you, bro. There's one person that doesn't like you, they're gonna go out their way, try and make you look bad.
And they can find something from 10 years
The
ago.
problem I got with it is the Oscars giving into him and be like, oh, you gotta apologize. Like, what is these people's purpose of going out and find these old tweets for? Like, what is their purpose? What's your purpose in life?
I don't know, to be honest with you. Like,
It's the corniest thing. It's not just Kevin Hart. It's just mad people. Just like, okay, he did this bad thing, you're gone forever. Like, where do you go? Where do you go? What are you supposed to do now?
he just has his livelihood taken away from him.
But what is that gonna do? I'll use this example, right? I found that you're a racist, right? And you said some racist comments.
All right? I'm not racist.
Sure, you're not. I found out you're not, and I found out you said something in the past.
Yeah.
And I showed it to all your sponsors. You get dropped from your shows or whatever. What are you gonna do now? You think that's gonna make you less racist now? Like, do you think that way of thinking is like, okay, you're about to?
Are
you're
you
about to,
like part of the race that I hate while you're doing
yeah,
this?
yeah.
I
Yeah.
might be more racist now, to be honest with you.
Exactly, you will. No, you will, bro. Like, if you hate black people and a black person made you lose your show, you're gonna be like,
Oh my God.
you're gonna be like, damn,
Yo.
you know what? All those black people were right. I said
I
something.
might
but-
drop some N-words that day, to be
of
honest
course,
with
you're
you.
gonna drop some N-words.
Oh my gosh.
You're gonna be like, damn, it's free. You're gonna like, it's not.
But is the world a better place now that I don't have my platform?
But it's always gonna be people like you. So I don't know. I don't know, like, in what context. Like, what are you saying on your platform? Because we found out that you're like secretly racist or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But on your platform, you never displayed any type of racism. Even like the subtle stuff, it wasn't even there. Like when Kevin Hart's jokes were like, "Oh, mad homophobic," that there was all the stuff he was saying, like "laugh at my pain." It was like, "Oh, mad gay," like, what was there, bro?
Maybe they're trying to say like, if we live in a world where you can be openly homophobic and still be shot to a high level of success, then we live in a world that doesn't care about gays. So if we know that even if you don't, actively, pass that agenda on your platform, if we know that you are homophobic or that you hate a certain race, for you to have that level
Where
of
do you
success
get that? Where do you get
means
that?
the world accepts your homophobia or your racism
There is no
on some level, right?
But you can do that with anything, though, man. You can do that with the president. You can do that with like anybody before you. It's like,
Yeah, nobody's perfect.
Yeah, so
know?
it's like this whole thing, especially with online social media, where you have like only these perfect moments you display. Like if you're on Instagram, you only show the good moments. You see a lot of people on their Instagrams now, they delete all their old pictures. or they just archive them or whatever.
Yeah,
And they just want
yeah.
to keep up like this perfect persona, like only keep
I got all
only
my
keep
shit
their
on
best
there.
pictures. Same,
My
bro.
Facebook is a fucking mess, bro.
Oh, like 10 back, you see your memories, and you just saying some wild shit.
Oh my god.
Remember how dudes used to type back in high school?
Oh, with like the
with that-
capital letters just randomly.
Yeah, bro, and like freaking like IZ for is and all this type of
Oh.
stuff, bro.
I used to put instead of C's, I'd use K's for everything.
Yeah, bro.
That's how cool I was.
That shit was trash, bro. So I mean, I like, and you don't have that no more. People just keep deleting that old stuff, so you only see that pristine image of them. And then when you find out, oh, they're not this perfect person, or they're not this.
Or maybe now it's offensive to make your C's K's.
Yeah. Oh, that's even.
And you were doing that 10 years ago. Now it's offensive, and now you're canceled because you used to do that.
A lot of people used to do that,
Right? Like making gay jokes was just like a brush off the shoulder.
How many people
back
say
then, right?
that's gay? Like after something was corny.
Not to say that it was okay, but it was
I'm not-
widely
yeah.
accepted, right?
It
Like
was-
society wasn't mad about it at the time, so why should it be mad about it now when the lenses are different?
You can't hold people to the same standards from today to like 15 years ago. Like you can't go back 15 years ago and be like, okay, I'm gonna apply 2019 standards to 2005. And if these don't match up, then this person should just be on forever. That's not how it works. You
To a
can't.
degree. Right? Like the gay thing, I understand.
Okay.
But like racism, like some things don't change, right? And maybe what they're trying to do with these old
But
tweets
how do you know?
is like,
How do you know the racism won't change either though? Because that's the same. It's the same kind of concept where you just hate somebody for who they are.
right?
So if you're like, I'm not saying, if you're racist, you can still evolve over time.
You,
I'm saying it's
Not in
unlikely.
public.
I'm saying it's unlikely. I'm saying
Not
it's
in
unlikely.
public.
I'm saying it's unlikely. But I'm just saying like there's no way of you knowing if that's the same person. Like you're not the same person you were 10 years ago.
maybe you're not. Do you think you like take a politician for example? You
Yeah.
think their positions have changed over 10 years? Or like the things that
A
they might
decent
support?
amount have. Like you could think of like climate change. A lot of people were on the fence about climate change before.
Okay.
A lot of people now it's like widely accepted that okay, yeah, a lot more stuff is burning down. Amazon's on fire. All
But
these
the
natural
people-
disasters are like in the higher temperatures.
People on the fence, like you can't be on the fence in today's day and age. Like I want to take someone who was against it and now they're for it. There's no more gray area in 2019. You're either for something or you're against it, right? You either are or you're not. You're either a far left socialist or you're a MAGA asshole. There's no in between, right?
Yeah, that's true. You don't find those people, and usually the people that are in between are ostracized and criticized for being in between. Like, how can you put up with this?
And I feel like
Yeah.
Dave, he was trying to be in that gray area in his stand up. Like a lot of things that he was saying, like he would disarm the audience with something that they would agree with, and then like he would hit him with like a 2-piece right after,
Yeah.
and they wouldn't know what to do, right? So it was like when he was talking about abortion, and he was like, if you got a dick, shut your mouth on this one. I was like, yeah, you go, man. And it said, if women have the right to kill this baby, I as a man should at least have the right to abandon this nigga if I want to.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, come on now. And he's like, man, if I'm wrong, then maybe we're wrong.
Yeah.
And I feel like that line was very important because he's trying to operate in this gray area and people want to reject him for that. Like, you have to commit to a side, right? But he's saying, if I'm wrong for thinking this way, right, in this gray area, and you know for a fact that I make sense, then maybe society as a whole is just messed up in general.
It definitely is because you know why society's messed up. Like he's giving it to groups of people that are just calling for like it's almost like a mob. It's like you're giving it to a mob mentality. It's like, okay, this dude said something, fire him. Like I'm gonna ruin his life now. He said something I don't like, fire him. Like, get him fired. Like a freaking.
Depends on what he said. Like
even-
what about like Roseanne, right? Was it Roseanne who made like the monkey joke
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Michelle or some
Yeah,
other
yeah,
black
yeah.
senator or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, what do you feel about that? Like when she was canceled, like was that worth
Oh,
it?
I don't feel sorry for her at all.
Because that was in the context of 2019.
It
so you
was
feel
in the
like that
context of
warranted?
2019, but I also tell you, do I care that much?
Is it because you don't really fuck with Roseanne like that?
Yeah, it's not really. I really don't care that much, honestly.
So
Like,
it only matters when that's-
I don't go about my day thinking about like, oh damn, Roseanne called Michelle Obama a monkey. Like, it's fucked up to say. Don't get me wrong. She should be punished. I'm not saying there should be no type of punishment. But what I'm simply saying is that like canceling people for saying things is not gonna make them any better at all. Like it's not.
I don't feel like-
In most situations, it's not gonna do anything for you.
I don't feel like cancel culture is aimed at the betterment of the people that they're canceling. I feel like it's aimed at the satisfaction of the people who call for the canceling.
Yeah, but what like it's so short-minded. Like it's such short-minded.
The point is in
Yeah, but it's not like it's
The
so
cruelty
short-minded.
of it.
Yeah, and then what do you get after they're gone? Like you're gonna forget about them. they're gonna keep doing. They're probably gonna double down on their positions they had about you before because you're the one that ruined their life. Just like we said with the racist thing.
Right, but now they lost their livelihood, and now they're suffering, and you're happy because they hurt you. Right?
Did they really hurt you?
They did. Like, what if?
Bro, all right, hold on. Did Roseanne calling Michelle a monkey really hurt you, bro?
I mean, I shed a tear one time, you know.
Yeah, shut your ass up, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, did that really hurt you,
When
dog?
I found out, bro, I was like, what?
Oh, yeah. Like, no, like, you don't think about, oh, who says this about this person? It's not how any normal human being
Maybe
operates
not
their
me,
life.
but
No, how any normal person operates their life, bro. You did not, for example, did you think about, like, what the mayor said about Ben Affleck today? Did you think about that today?
what happened today?
Nothing happened today. Exactly. Like, nothing happened today. But do you think about it? It's just not a normal thing to think about. Like, who says this about another person?
No, but when it's a person, when it's a celebrity, when it's a person of power, and they have this opinion, and you know that them voicing this opinion is gonna sway at least some people into having that opinion, into having that belief, that's a dangerous game. Because now it's people who might have been on the fence or might have not had that belief before.
So there was people that were
idolized Roseanne.
There was people
really
that
like
were
Roseanne.
on the fence believing Michelle Obama was a monkey.
There were people who were like, maybe they had no opinion, but they really respected Roseanne. Now Roseanne said Michelle's a monkey, and now that's in their mind, especially if they're young, right? Now that's in their mind. Now that's how they're gonna view black women, black people. Who knows? I'm just speculating. But when that person has a following and they voice those destructive beliefs, then it kind of makes sense for you to want to take that power away from them.
Yes, if they're, but look at, we'll use the context of a Roseanne show for example. And this is a really good example. I remember you said this. You don't watch a lot of like the Marvel interviews, right?
No.
You don't watch a lot of the Marvel interviews.
Nah.
So are you really gonna like? But they have massive followings, but people don't follow them for who they are as a person. They follow them for being their favorite actor that plays. Like they follow Chris Evans for being Captain America. They don't follow him for Chris Evans.
That's my captain.
Debatable. Not anymore. They follow him for being Chris Evans. So
Sure.
so what he says, like people aren't like they're not waiting for what Chris Evans says.
What about that time when it came out that Anthony Mackie, I think it was fake, when Anthony Mackie was like, he's a big supporter of Trump because Trump is such an example of pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and all that.
But who is that swaying, bro? Like his fans aren't gonna really. His fans might be disappointed with that, but it's not gonna change their minds. It's just gonna be thinking.
You don't know. It might not change your mind.
It's not gonna change a lot.
People are impressionable, bro.
Most people's minds not gonna change, bro. It's just simple. Like I follow the artists because I like their music. Me liking them as a person is just a plus. But it's the same thing about like, okay, I'll use this example. Right, I'm gonna put you on the spot. You still listen to Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
Oh, but he might have been a pedophile.
Might have been. I have my doubts about that.
Okay, do you still listen to R. Kelly? That's more clear cut.
Not really.
Not really.
If he comes on, I won't. I mean, I feel uncomfortable.
You'll feel uncomfortable. Nah,
I'll be thinking about what he did, but
Step in the Name of Love is still a bop.
It is.
You can't like you just cannot deny. Like when you think about the song, like when the song comes on, you just dance and you sing to the song. You don't think about who the person is as a person. You think about the music and the
artist from the work.
Yes, and it's the same thing and with actors, bro. It's the same exact thing. Like people care about actors to some degree, but it's not like they're freaking gods.
It's not.
There is celebrity worship, don't get me wrong, but it's not like they're gods and you just hang on to every word and like whatever they say is I'm just gonna do it now.
But when you support someone who's so
here's the one difference before you go. In their platform where they're famous for, where they're getting the most attention for, they're not saying those destructive things they might have said personally. Like
no, but that's where they're getting their power. That's where they're getting their following.
No, they're getting their following from their art, bro. They're not getting their following from their
from their platform.
Yeah.
Art, right.
Yeah.
So Chris Evans is acting. He's Captain America. He's amazing, and now he has this huge fan base. Now, if he comes out and he's like, you know what, I really don't think Trump's that bad of a guy. Just give him a chance, or whatever it is that it might be controversial today. Or I think Hillary Clinton is an amazing person, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
You don't think that's gonna have any effect on at least a portion of his fan base?
A very small portion, if any.
That might be enough.
Nah. I'm not saying more than 5%. Honestly,
that might be enough.
No, it's not, bro. You cannot just start canceling people given to the small minorities that are upset or might be impressionable. That's just it's way too much. Because most people do not care about it. Like most people really don't care.
I agree, but I'm making a case for the people who call for the cancellation, what their fears are.
The people that call for the cancellation are just like you said, they're just angry. And then they're
fearful too. There's fear in there.
There's no fear in there.
I feel like there is.
Is somebody really scared that Kevin Hart's now he hosts the Oscars? Is this gonna set the gay movement back 15 years
and
now?
And now homophobia might be normalized now. If you can be openly homophobic and post the Oscars,
that's what's gonna happen.
If the Oscars recognize your homophobia, it's like, you know what?
Hold on.
You're all right.
He was openly homophobic.
I'm saying what they're seeing.
He was openly homophobic,
I'm only
bro.
saying what they're seeing. He wasn't.
I'm seeing what they're seeing too. I saw the tweet. I'm gonna smash the dollhouse over my son's head. So if I found out if he's gay or doing fruity things, right?
Right.
So me being scared of my son being gay, I'm gonna buy him a dollhouse.
Just to break it over his head.
Does that make any sense, or does it sound like a joke?
It's definitely a joke.
Okay, so what is
no doubt about that.
So that joke right there is gonna make me fear that my movement's gonna go back 25 years.
We know it's a joke, and maybe the gay people don't take it as a joke because he's not gay. That's the big thing about it too. Like, to make black jokes, I've learned that black people take black jokes a lot better from black people.
Of course.
And so the gay community probably takes gay jokes a lot better from gay people.
They probably do.
And so when Kevin Hart, maybe it was in bad taste, whatever it was, when they see it and they take it at face value and it's like, he's not gay, he's saying these things, and I'm seeing it at face value, now I'm mad. And now if he hosts the Oscars, now the Oscars are going to say, we see this homophobia
from
in my
15
eyes.
years ago.
We see this, and we accept you, and we're going to give you this great, great, great platform that's a privilege to other people, knowing that you're homophobic. What does that say to the world? The Oscars like homophobia. The Oscars accept homophobia. And so you should too. I don't know. Maybe that's how they see it. I'm following the breadcrumbs.
So now that Oscars is guilty by association?
Look at, what was that guy's name?
You know, it's actually funny. I just got a news alert on my phone.
What was his name?
Billy Bush.
Billy Bush.
Yeah, right? This man got canceled. Billy Bush got canceled for laughing at Trump when he was talking about grabbing women by the pussy. Mm-hmm. Like, what does that do for him?
He didn't step up.
Step up one. Step up for what?
He didn't say, hey, Trump, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And because of that, he agreed with everything Trump was saying.
Yeah, like, how dumb is that, bro? How dumb is it to be guilty by association? The dude just mind his business. He's walking with Trump, giving the tour, whatever. I don't even think they know it was recorded because it never came out in the first place.
Right. It wasn't. It was like behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Whatever. It might have been discarded footage. So whatever it was.
Literally a private conversation where he's just talking about how great he is, whatever. I'm not gonna get into that debate. But why is he getting punished for something somebody else said? So now, like, look how far the cancel culture goes. Now if you're just around the dude, you didn't say anything right away, in a private conversation, no less. Mm-hmm. You're just gone. You lose your job. Bye.
And the guy who said the things got the highest office in the world, arguably. Because
it shows you not that many people care. It really shows you, like, not. You know, man. Twitter's not real life, bro. Twitter's not real life. I think social media does a really good job of, like, I don't know what the right word for it is, but it
distorting.
Distorting it. It does a great job of distorting how many people you think are actually mad. If you stay on Twitter long enough, you'll find something that makes you, this person, like, Twitter's dumb as hell, or Facebook or whatever. Mm-hmm. YouTube, same thing. You'll find something if you stay on there long enough that'll make you think people are mad, or if like maybe like 5,000 people make something trending, you'll think, this is how people really feel.
Yeah, if it's trending, then you might think like most people feel this way.
But you know who else was trending? All right, I'll give you an example. Andrew Yang was trending like 10 days ago.
For what?
For president.
All right. So he's gonna be president, right?
Apparently, according to Twitter, right? He's gonna be Twitter because he's just trending. Some guys like 2% of the polls is gonna be president. Like, it just is like you're giving in to such a small minority, and you think because the dude's trending with a couple thousand tweets or whatever, that
the power of social media could be like an episode on its own. Like, that's
it could be, but you're giving into a social media mob,
right? And
then you're gonna adjust your policies to this mob,
like this loud minority.
If you run the Oscars or whatever, like, would I really care like what this loud mob says? When I know most people don't care. Like, it's not even a rational, and it's not a rational thought. You're thinking like, these people are mad about something from 10 years ago. Like, look at Disney. They fired James Gunn. Mm-hmm. They brought him back. Mm-hmm. Because they realized, damn.
And there hasn't really been much news about him bringing him back, right?
No, there hasn't, because most people just do not care, bro. Like, I'm telling you, we're giving into these mobs. I think that's the main reason why people were so happy with Chapelle. Because even though it wasn't as funny, it's like, damn, at least we can say some things now. At least we could act like, there's no groups that you just can't make fun of no more.
Right.
Because at first it'd be everything's on limits.
Right.
And I understand, like, there's certain groups certain groups of people that have been, like, oppressed and all this type of stuff that you don't make fun of. But then when this group comes at you, and for every little thing that you might say or this might be offensive, then of course there's going to be some pushback there.
Yeah, and I feel like going back to what you said about, like, the loud minority, What I think might also be a factor in what's going on is like, if you feel like enough people are mad, you might get mad yourself. You might feel like maybe I should care about this. The world cares about this. America cares about this. Maybe I should pay attention and like really put my opinion, put my 2 cents in this. And so people who didn't care before, or really, wouldn't care otherwise, see this mob and they're like, maybe this is a cause that I should get behind if this is so important to so many people. And so that's how I feel like it gains steam and it becomes more than just a minority. It's the minorities at its core, but then it gets like this cloud that's following it. There's like, people coming and going.
I don't think there'll ever
and
be
it gains steam. It gains
a
momentum.
cloud of people like, oh, hey, this dude made a bad joke. Let me show you guys why he's wrong and come with me.
But if you're
that
if you're introduced to what Kevin Hart did by a mob of angry people, you might be you might not be, but you might be swayed. It depends on who you are.
If you're swayed by that, then you got some real lack of conviction, man.
If someone you know and you love and you respect, a lot of people you know and you love and respect came in right now, bursting through the door. Yo, this dude just hit my car, bro. Come with me. Come right now. Be like, all right, let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. A dude hit you. A dude physically hit you, bro.
No, like I'm saying, like he got into an accident. He hit my car.
Yeah.
Like he got into an accident,
Okay.
like right here, right outside of your house. He got into an accident.
Uh-huh.
All of them came out. Yo, he just hit me. Yo, come. You're gonna get up and like, all right, bet. It's important. Let's go find out what's going on. You're probably mad yourself already, right? Because you see them all upset. Come to find out, they were turning. And they turned white when he was coming full speed, and they didn't care, and he hit them, and so they're completely
Isn't
wrong.
that your fault for not getting the details?
But
And here's the key thing: it's your boys here.
Right.
Social media is just random people. Most of the people on social media, you don't know them, so it's like you're gonna get influenced by people you don't know. They're just mad at things that aren't really that important.
That's an extreme example to show how the introduction of something to you could sway how you feel about it initially.
But it's not. You have to. I'm not giving in to any of this.
Depending on who you are, you won't. I won't. Right? But some people will.
But neither should the people making these executive decisions, bro. I hope these people are smart and realize most people do not care about this. Like, why are you canceling the Oscars over something that happened 10 years ago? Like, even if it did happen 10 years ago, right? Who cares now? Like, it happened 10 years ago.
They do.
But he's not homophobic. You want him to apologize for something he said 10 years ago that no one looked up until you looked it up for him.
How do you know he's not homophobic?
He's come out and said he's not. He hasn't done anything towards gay people that make him
besides these tweets
that were jokes
that some people take as jokes.
So when he makes fun of crippled people in his skits too, he's cripplephobic. That's how it goes.
He's what?
I don't know what the word for it, bro. Like that's how it works, though, bro.
I mean, I guess Bill Burr just had he had a Netflix special too, and I feel like he kind of touched on that when he was like Bill Cranston, the guy who was on Breaking Bad. He had a movie where he played a paraplegic.
Yeah. Oh, people were mad that
they didn't get an actual quadriplegic to play the role. And he's like, it's called acting, man. Right? Like, if you got an actual quadriplegic, like, well.
And not only that, seeing Bryan Cranston in that movie will make you more likely to see it because you recognize.
There's a number of
face.
reasons why this thing is okay, right? But people get mad about things that aren't really meant to be.
And this is the problem with 2019. People get mad over things that really just don't matter. Like, there's some things that do matter, and it's like this, right?
I don't want to say
no. It's like this, right? Say you're a black person fighting for social justice.
Noble cause.
Yeah, right. Incarcerate people locked up for weed, which is now legal. People being killed by police, and on all these major causes, right?
Okay.
So but the main thing you focus your attention on, or like, there's only so much energy you can give off, right?
Sure.
And then you come up with this dude said a bad joke. It's like, who, like, is that like?
So now you're reduced entirely to that joke.
No, you're not reduced entirely to that joke. But now you're trying to convince somebody that you should care about this, and this. But you're already taking some of their attention away because the first thing you go up to them is like, oh, this dude tell a bad joke, da. So it's like, so there's only so much. There's only so much focus you can give, right?
Right.
So I've already wasted one by convincing these people, like, oh, this is a bad joke. So now what's the next thing? When I get to the real serious stuff, it's like, oh, this dude just complains about everything. Like, you're trying to convince me, like, oh, this thing is important to you. Like, oh, these people are oppressed to this, all this and this, that, and the third.
So it's like the boy who cried wolf.
Yeah, it's like to an extent where, okay, maybe this is important, or it might be important to you, but is it really important in the grand scheme of things? It's not. But you're already complaining about this. It's like the same thing with like feminists that complain about like men who like sit with their legs open or whatever.
Oh,
it's like you're trying to
spreading.
Yeah, you're like I believe in your cause or whatever, but now you're bringing up these ridiculous things. Now it just seems like you're just going for like a power
You
grab.
think manspreading is ridiculous?
Man, we're not doing that. We're not doing this, man. We're not doing this, man.
That's another episode.
Yeah,
man.
whatever. But that's the thing. It's like
a whole topic by
it's
itself.
like when you're doing this, you're trying to get people to like be on your side
for every little thing.
Yeah, going after for every little thing. It's gonna make people sick of you. It's gonna make people
exhausting.
real sick of you.
It's exhausting.
Like, and then when you have like the big thing that matters, people be like, I don't care. You already complain about this, and this. Like even if I give you this, even if I focus on this big thing, you're just gonna find more to complain about.
Right. So you're just shooting yourself in the foot
Yeah,
when you
so
just get triggered by everything.
Exactly, and that's why people I think responded so positively to this Dave Chappelle thing. So even if it might not have been as funny as it usually is, people are just sick of like all this complaining coming from these groups of people.
Some of our freedom.
Yeah,
we can say things that we probably couldn't say before.
Yeah, and some of those things that we said before, we probably shouldn't say.
Right.
But now it's gone. Like we've gone so far past like things we couldn't say. Now it seems like damn, I can't say anything anymore without being attacked, without being harassed,
without being canceled.
Especially
if you're a celebrity of any kind.
And being canceled is the most ineffective way to get someone to change their behavior.
But it will ruin their lives.
Which does nothing. It
will ruin their lives.
You ruin their life. Cool.
Now you're happy, right?
All right. There's not gonna be another one person just like them.
It might be. Maybe the next person will be discouraged from engaging in the behaviors that they just saw someone else get canceled for.
Maybe.
It could be like,
but then like,
penalty.
So what genuine conversation you gonna have after that? Like I'm scared to talk about anything now. Ooh, I'm gonna be a real funny comedian.
Now the whole world's a safe space. It's a perfect world, right?
Safe spaces are trash. All right. The Opinion Factory is not a podcast with safe space, man.
It definitely isn't.
Take your time. We have 30 minutes to an hour to clarify whatever thoughts you might have.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. But
I don't feel like this cancel culture is effective. I mean, sometimes it is, right? Don't get me wrong. Sometimes the things that you do in the past should come back to bite you.
They should.
Sometimes
there are, yeah. But over some like tweets and all this like small things that are just gone in time for a long. Like you have to literally go back and dig up for them. Nah.
Even if you do, like you could dig up something that's like groundbreaking, right? And that's fine. But if it's like something that has to do with culture, right? At the time,
yeah.
I feel like it's less effective. It's less of a you have less of a leg to stand on when it comes to that.
Oh, yeah, 100%, man, 100%.
Right. If you go into a politician's background and you find out that they did some crazy things while they were a senator and now they're running for president,
but a politician is different from a regular celebrity in the fact that the politician makes policy that affects your life every single day. The celebrity just talks, and he's just a guy that's famous. And he might have some influence. Don't get me wrong.
Definitely.
But he's not gonna impact your every single day decisions. Like what Dave Chappelle said on this special is not gonna affect my everyday life at all.
Maybe not yours. Were you part of the groups that he made fun of?
Did he make fun of black people? Probably made fun of black people one time.
He made fun of the audience.
Yeah, so I was part of them too. Yeah, he made fun of I was the audience.
I guess.
Yeah. But all right, man.
Let us know what you think, man.
I got no more to say, man. Do people get offended too easily?
They do. Why do you think they get offended too easily?
Was Chappelle out of line? Was he out of line?
If you saw, I don't think he was. Well, sometimes he was.
Okay.
Like when he went into the pedophilia territory.
And when he was out of line, what should be the repercussions for his actions, if there should be any in the first place?
I don't think there should be repercussions per se. Like he should get canceled. I just feel like someone should tell him that shit ain't funny. Don't do that no more.
Okay, yeah. So that's a repercussion. Either way, man.
Let us know what you think about Dave Chappelle special, the Bill Burr special if you saw it, and don't forget the Dave Chappelle special has a hidden scene at the end of it. Watch the credits. After that, it's like 20 more minutes. Yep. It's like a Q&A and short stories that he tells. It's not hilarious, but I feel like it's worth a watch. Yeah. Let us know what you think.
Sorry, Opinion Factory Podcast.
Comment down below.
Like and subscribe.
All that good stuff. See y'all next time.
Yes, sir.